making way for our next interview, which has to do with sickle cell anemia. And Carrie, you're going to take it away.
Yes, that's right. I'm going to be chatting this morning with Kieran Blackman, also with Kyle Young and Ellen Groden, and they are with the Society for Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders Tobago chapter. Now, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Wonderful. Now, sickle cell disease, maybe
thanks for having us.
Everybody may not understand what it is. Can you tell us what it is really?
I'd like Kieran to take that question.
All right. Well, sickle cell is it's a group of blood disorders that affects the shape of your red blood cells. So what happens is the red blood cells, when they are deoxygenated, they become deformed and misshapen. They look somewhat like a sickle, the gardening tool, a sickle, or a crescent moon, or even like a banana. And they become stiff and rigid, and that causes problems. They tend to clump up, stick together in your blood vessels, causing parts of your body not to receive sufficient oxygen, and that results in a lot of pain, and as well as damage to organs and other tissues.
Well, so who does this blood disorder affect? You know, is there a group of people who are more prone to it, or is it something that is genetic? Who does it affect?
Yes, it's genetic, but well, okay, it is said that locally the African population may be a bit more prone, but we have a cosmopolitan society, so you do find that it is prevalent among other races in the country. So you do have Chinese, Indians, and other races who have sickle cell anemia.
Wow. So is there any evidence or is there any information available that gives a cause of it?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Is there any evidence that outlines a cause of sickle cell anemia?
The cause?
Yes.
Well, as Mr. Blackman mentioned, it's inherited. And as I like to say, it's the people who love you the most give this to you, because you must get it from parents, each person carrying a trait that allows you to be diagnosed with the disease once you're born. It can be actually tested in vitro presently. But the way of getting it is inherited. There's no other way, as far as we know scientifically, that you can get this condition.
Okay. And when it comes to treatment options now, you know, what is there available?
Well, I want to speak a little bit historically. In the 60s, I understand that when children are born with this disorder, one of the things doctors would say is let them pass away because we don't know how to treat them. Now there are actually cures on the horizon. I'm saying on the horizon because they're quite recent, within the last decade or so, and that's young in the medical field.
Right.
But there are disease-altering drugs. One of the most popular and used around the world is hydroxyurea. There are people who have found natural options as well, and there are those who combine both the natural options and the medical options.
Now, tomorrow, the 19th, is World Sickle Cell Awareness Day. How is the chapter prepared to commemorate it and to highlight it as well?
I just want to make one errata correction. We are from the Trinidad and Tobago organization, the Society for Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders.
Right.
The Tobago chapter. So Mr. Gordon, who is supposed to be on, is from the Tobago chapter. Both Mr. Blackman and I are from the Trinidad chapter, but it's one organization. We've had one webinar starting off yesterday. We have this interview this morning. We should have, I think, a radio interview later today. There's another webinar on tonight on treatment options, as you've been asking. There's one on tomorrow on mental health, which is not a conversation that normally happens, but it's a very quiet thing that happens if you live with these blood disorders, and we speak about sickle cell disease, but there are four. This organization advocates on behalf of 4 different disorders.
Right.
I may mention them later on in the interview.
So with these online sessions and seminars, what can people who consume it expect? What type of information would they get?
Can I defer this to Mr. Blackman? He's the one organizing
Yes,
them.
surely.
Well, I mean, we get a wealth of information. Last night we had a motivational session with Dr. Wayne Frederick, who is a Trinidad and Tobago citizen. He's now the president of Howard University, and actually yesterday was his birthday, and he spent time with us on his birthday.
Wow.
Motivating sickle cell patient, because he himself has sickle cell disease, right? So we had a very inspirational session with him. Tonight we have a session with two top doctors in their field, right? Professor Jennifer Knight Madden, who is the head of the Sickle Cell Center in Jamaica. She's from UWI Mona, and also Dr. Isaac Odame, who's a pediatric hematologist at the Toronto University Hospital, right? And he's well renowned in his field as well, right? So these webinars are free, but you must register on.
Right.
You could go to the SISBD Facebook page,
right,
and register for any of these webinars, right? So tomorrow we have one on mental health. So persons can submit questions, any questions they have on treatment options, issues that they have with the disease, and we will have them answered by the doctors, right? So it's going to be an interactive session.
Wonderful. And with that, again, we look forward to those sessions. Again, as tomorrow is the World Sickle Cell Awareness Day. So I want to thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Kieran Blackman, as well as Ellen Gruden and Kyle Young for joining us this morning and giving us this wonderful information. And again, you can log on to their social media pages to get more information on that and log into their sessions as well.